So I'm Dal. I know Sue from a long time previously through her brother, and recently Sue's been showing her work, the underwater work, with the wheelchair, and it's very striking, and it's very unusual, and the ideas are great. There's a huge amount of effort going into it. And when I look at it, I sort of can't help but sort of suggest ways of sort of making it even more interesting. So, for example, I think the scuba gear is great, but I also think there's a more sort of interesting juxtaposition if you don't actually have the scuba gear and you just have normal clothes underwater, because I think it's really hard to get the mind sort of around that you would do that. The scuba gear makes sense underwater, even though it's with the wheelchair. And the motion's great, you know, with the, I don't know what you call it, the sort of aerofoil, hydroplanes, yeah, which are great. And there's underwater movement's always good, isn't it? It's sort of like in slow motion. It's really graceful. So you kind of making the whole wheelchair and person in it sort of very graceful, sort of flying in slow motion. And I always think it's great with underwater as well, because you've got all the reflections and you've got the slow flickering, and if you can see outside of the water as well, because it's sort of an outside world out the top of the water.